Hello there, this is John Burroughs again. I'm going to continue with my autobiography, 7 Years to Life. Basically, the chapters are done, but like I had told you before, um, I'm sure I have forgot things, so I'm doing this thing called deleted scenes. So this is going to be uh, my autobiography, 7 Years to Life, deleted scene number one, and it's called Holy Cow. Uh, Around 19, I believe it's 69, 70. It could have been 71. I really, the years are somewhat vague, but I was living with my first wife, and we were living with a couple, Paul and Leslie. And we actually had two couples, living together, sharing apartments and that type of thing. We lived together a few years. Um, but this is one particular story. Leslie knew of a place somewhere out in Sonoma County. I don't know what it was called. She could probably elaborate on it. But it was supposed to be this like beautiful little area and meadow and stuff like this. And we decided, wouldn't that be a trip to go out there and go camping? And I'm not the camping type, believe me. When I go to Lake Tahoe, and people say, "Hey, aren't you going to go out on the lake and do water skiing?" I usually tell them, "I don't care if they cement the lake. You can find me at the blackjack table. If not, I'll be doing some other type of gambling activity and drinking while I'm doing it. So have fun on the lake." But anyway, um, this sounded alluring to me, especially since I was trying to be a good hippie. So we decided to go to this place that Leslie mentioned. That's me, Georgia, Paul, and Leslie. And it was out, like I said, somewhere in Sonoma. And we, along the way, had dropped some acid, of course, or maybe it was um, right after we got to the actual location. No, we had dropped some acid on the way, because this is the whole key to the story. And when we pulled into this town, and I don't remember the name, I needed to gas up. At the time, I had my 1968 Hemi Roadrunner, which, got about 8 or 9 miles to the gallon. So if you drove anywhere of a distance, you're pretty much filling up the tank quite often. So we pulled into this gas station. I remember this guy about our age, about 21 or something like that, maybe 20. And he came out and he was cowboy looking redneck type of guy. And this is back in the day when hippies were, there was still a war going, not a war, but a deep dislike of hippies by certain members of society. This guy didn't exactly make me feel comfortable, but it didn't make a difference. I was getting gas in my Roadrunner. And like I said, it was a 68 Roadrunner, and it was still in primo condition at the time. And the color of it was red. So we got the gas, and we decided that Leslie guided us out to this uh, a place where we were going to camp out overnight. And really, it was everything she said it would be. It was beautiful. It was green. It was lush, and it seemed to have this valley, kind of like a valley, and then it went up into this. I'm not going to call it a mountain, but this territory above where it had some trees and some hills, and where it was perfect for campsites that overlooked the valley. But to get there, of course, I had to drive my Roadrunner up this hill and stuff. And down in the valley, there was this stream, small stream, um, and I'm away from the microphone, so forgive me if I screwed up on the volume. But there was this small stream that bisected the valley, and around it there were these cows. Now, the acid by this time was coming on reasonably strong, and it was pretty pure, it was pretty good. And all of a sudden, I come up to the stream, and I see these cows there, and they're just staring at us. And maybe it was the LSD. I don't know, but it looked like they were staring at us, not with good intentions. Now, come on, they're cows. If I wasn't high, I would know they're just out there chewing their cuds. But to me, they didn't look like they had good intentions. And guess what? To everyone else in the car, they were starting to wonder what's with these cows. And then, of course, the paranoia fed upon itself. Then I said, oh my God, my Roadrunner is red. They might charge it like bulls charge red when they see red. And of course, these weren't bulls, they were cows. But anyway, so we were sitting there going, what do we do? What do we do? And we didn't know what the heck to do. I finally said, I'm going to drive across the stream and we're going to get up on the hill because they're not up there, and that's where we planned on camping. And that's what we did. But the entire time we were driving through the stream and by the cows, we were looking at them in abject fear, thinking they were going to charge my red Roadrunner. Anyway, to kind of make this long story short, after we got to the other side of the stream, we were laughing hysterically that that why in the hell would we think cows are going to charge us in a car? But we got up on the hill, overlooking this valley. It kind of reminded me of this movie Red Dawn. I don't know if any of you saw it, where a foreign power takes over our country and some kids are up in the woods, up on these plateaus, plotting to defeat this foreign enemy. But that's what the scene reminded me of. But anyway, so as night closed in and we were setting up campgrounds, which wasn't much. It was pretty much sleeping on the ground in sleeping bags and having some munchies and enjoying the acid trip. I don't even remember if we started a fire or not, but everything was fine. It was peaceful. Then I'm guessing it was around 8:30 at night and it was dark, and all of a sudden you heard this rumbling, and all these redneck young people came in down on the valley part, and they were, whooping it up like cowboys and stuff like that, and they were drinking, and they were yelling and screaming. It didn't really make me feel comfortable, seeing that my hair was down to my shoulders along with Paul, and we were wearing, flower power type of clothes and stuff like that. And these seemed like the type of guys and girls that would just love to kick a little hippie ass. So anyway, to make it short, we were kind of looking over the ridge, and I was telling everyone, be quiet. I don't want these people to know we're up here. And that pretty much brings us to the end. I mean, nothing really happened. But the funniest thing was we were so high that when we got up to those cows and we thought they were going to charge, we were literally frightened out of our minds. Anyway, that's deleted scene number 1, called Holy Cow. There'll be more coming. How soon is, I can't tell you. It depends on how good my memory is. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy it. John Burroughs signing.